Okay, hello everyone. We're going to deal today with the formula construction or how to write down a formula. In order to write down a formula or construct a formula, it's going to be as the generalization of your numerical observation. Let's see some examples regarding this point. Here we need to write the formula for the total cost of a taxi trip given a fixed charge of. So let's start with A. The cost of the taxi trip. The cost of a taxi trip is 3. That's in the beginning of the trip plus 0.55 per kilometer for 12 kilometer. So this 0.55 will be multiplied by 12 and you can add a parentheses like that. As for B, it's quite different because you will pay the 3 in the beginning of the trip, but the 0.55 will be multiplied by k kilometer. At this time, there is no number for kilometer is given. It's only for k kilometer. And you can just add the 3 to 0.55k without using the multiplication sign. As for C, the total cost is still 3 in the beginning of the trip, but this time it's not given that it's 0.55 per kilometer. What is given? It's D. D may be 0.55 or maybe any other numerical value multiplied by k kilometer, because the D it's not given and the k or the number of kilometers is not given too. As for the D, still we are dealing with the total cost of the trip, but this time it did not say how many fixed amount or fixed charge paid at the beginning, but it's only said that it is F dollars. Plus the amount also is not given, but it's given as D, and the kilometers are not, or the number of kilometers are not given too. So the total cost is equal to F plus D times K or dk. Let's move to the next example. In this example from our booklet, write a formula for A, the total amount in a new savings account given monthly deposits of. The total amount in the account is given by 200 in a month over 17 months. Over here doesn't mean it's divided by 17 months, but it means it's per month for 17 months. So the total amount is 200 times 17. That is the total amount. That is totally a numerical formula because we used the numbers. But as for B, the total amount is given by, yes, 200, but it's over M months. Over M months means it's for M months. So it's multiplied by M months. We don't know if it's 17, if it's less than that, more than that. So the M represents the number of months here. And of course, we can write it as total amount equal 200 times M or M. C, the total amount is given by, he did not specify what is the total amount of the deposit per month, but it said that it's D dollars. So it's going to be D multiplied by M. And of course, better to represent it as total amount equal DM. Okay, let's move to the next example. Write a formula for the amount A in a bank account if initially the balance was 2,000. So pay attention to that, means initially. So we're going to start with 2,000 in the beginning of the saving account. And then 150 was deposited each week for 8 weeks. So after the initial amount, 150 will be deposited each week. For how many weeks? For 8 weeks. So that is the numerical formula for A. What for B? Still, the initial amount is 2,000 and then 150 will be paid, but the problem did not specify a number of weeks. It said for W weeks, so it can be for any number of weeks. So it will be multiplied by W. And of course, it's better to appear like that. It's 2,000. Of course, here we have to say this is A equal, don't forget that, and this is A, which is the total amount, equal 2,000 plus 150 times W, or plus 150 W. As for C, we're still working out with the initial amount of 2,000 plus, let's see here, he did not specify a value for the deposit. So it's D. The amount of the deposit is not specified here. It's D for a number of weeks, which is W. So it's 2,000 plus D times W. As for the last one, the total amount will be, he did not specify what is the initial balance, but he said that it is P dollars. So the total amount is P dollars plus. He did not specify also how many or what is the value of the amount per week. He said it's D per week times the number of weeks. So that is the formula for the last one. In this example, write the formula for the total amount in a person's bank account if initially the balance was 5,000. But what is the difference between that one and the previous example? That 200 was withdrawn each week for 10 weeks. So withdrawing can be expressed or must be expressed as minus. So it's minus 200 per week for 10 weeks. So it's 200 times 10. That's for A. For B, it's still the total amount equal 5,000 with withdrawal 200 each week for W weeks. So the 200 will be multiplied by W. C, the total amount in the bank account is 5,000 minus. He did not specify the value of the withdrawn amount. So he just mentioned it's X dollars for W weeks. So it's X multiplied by W. As for the last one, D, the total amount is, he did not specify what is the initial amount of the bank we have started with, but he said it's B dollars. So we started with B dollars minus, because this is withdrawn again, minus X time W weeks. I think that we have come to the end of our lesson today. Thank you, guys.